going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel with your boy Codex Reacts, and tonight I'm back on the stand with some creepy and interesting TikToks. So if you haven't already, give it a bang by subscribing, give it another bang by liking and sharing this video, and now let's dive in.
So you see the guy that's going in there? Yeah. Just watch right here. And that's it. Like,
What the happened? Let me know in the comments.
President, the U.S. government has spent hundreds of billions of dollars fighting an undeclared war against Russia. No one in all of that time has explained really the purpose of this war, why it would benefit the United States or the world. Clearly, at least some policymakers are motivated by ethnic and religious hatreds. That's probably part of the real reason. But officially, no one has told us why we are doing this. But the net effect has been, in part, to send at least $75 billion to the government of Ukraine to fight this war on our behalf as a proxy. And it's not working. 2 years in, the war is still going.
Hey, it's a little bit late for a wake-up call, but hey, when you realize you've been manipulated, because war isn't about justice, it's about power and manipulation, with all pawns in their hands.
Oh, wow. Pineapple Jack. It's not Pineapple Express, it's Pineapple Jack.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Wow, Pineapple Jack.
Got lucky.
It's not Pineapple Express, it's Pineapple Jack.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Some of y'all might know me, some may not. I'm the black sheep, but I'm also Agnes' son. I wanted to thank New Hope for helping me and my family in a time of need. Our home caught on fire a couple of months back, and New Hope came through. You guys really helped us out, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I'm sorry, myself and my family, we greatly appreciate it. You know, a while back, when I was younger, the church was a pillar of the community. When you needed help or when you needed something done, you went to the church. I'm saying it's good to see that that's still going on today. Now, for my second order of business, I'm going to keep it good. You know me, I keep it funky. There's some things that's going on inside this church. My mother is messing with Mr. Nate. He's a married man.
I thought I told you to keep it clean.
It is clean.
No, sir. To God be glory.
Hey, the truth, the holy truth. No place is sacred anymore, Mr. Nate.
There were rings around the earth, different colored rings around the earth. And this thing pointed out each one of these was thought prisons, were a thought prison. And there was a thing, it looked like a gargoyle, but it was as big as this room and had black wings, like bat wings. Picked me up like this, pulled me back away from the earth like that. So I saw the earth. There were rings around the earth, different colored rings around the earth. This thing pointed out each one of these was thought prisons, were a thought prison. He said, it doesn't matter which one of the people on this planet get caught up. It doesn't matter which thought prison they get caught up in. Whether it's Scientology, whether it's Christianity, whether it's atheism, it doesn't make any difference. As long as you are magnetically drawn to one of them, we have you. And he explained how all the thought prisons were layered around the planet. And he explained how they were made.
How were they made?
They were made with the will of the creator beings that want to keep this place together.
So that is the will of the Archon, or what? Is her name? Or does it make any difference if there's a name?
The ones who I was talking to were connected to the Alpha Draconis star system. And I do believe that the Aldebaran group and that the Alpha Draconis group are at war. It's been an ongoing war for eons and eons and eons. The Aldebaran group, which is the bullseye in the Taurus constellation, where you see the left red eye, that's why you have this symbol all the time. It's an acknowledgement to the Aldebaran people. It's called the Royal Star. All of the British royal family are directly connected to the Aldebaran group.
Did you know all belief systems are just cages? It's by design. If you want to escape the matrix, you gotta free your mind first.
Why did y'all interview Cat Williams after Shay Shay? Y'all want them numbers, but y'all not gonna get them numbers. That shit is uncomfortable. If it's about an interview and him being raw and unfiltered and telling people how he feel about what he see and what he feel and what his truth is, why did nobody else do the numbers? Because they ain't got that oil on. Their name ain't Shannon, and them niggas definitely ain't sharp. I'ma walk out of this. Come on, man.
I believe it because
now you Oprah?
No.
I'm sorry, Oprah? What the F? Now you Oprah?
Because here's the thing.
Why you doing Oprah numbers, Shannon?
Because God.
Why Gayle King ain't doing these numbers after she interviewed Cat? Oil. Favor ain't fair, my brother. You can't explain it, Shannon.
I can't.
It's the timing, it's the oil, it's the favor, it's the specific hand that's on your life. If they keep losing sleep over my gifts, you never gonna wake up.
The average girl in America is hitting puberty, which is sexual maturity, 6 years earlier than they were in 1900. We have the earliest puberty rates of any continent in the world. It's age 10 and 10 to 13. And this is in large part thought to do because of we're literally giving children estrogen with all the plastics we're ingesting, which are xenoestrogens, meaning they are exogenous artificial estrogens, and the pesticides, which can activate the estrogen receptors like atrazine. I mean, you can put atrazine, which is a pesticide that we spray about 70 million pounds of in the US every year. It's not legal in Europe, but it's sold to us from international countries.
It's not legal in Europe?
No, you cannot use it. And you put this on a developing male frog embryo and it turns into a female frog. That's how much of an endocrine disrupting chemical that it is.
Jesse Clausen and Camille Avarella were taking lots of videos and photos trying to capture the magnificent landscape known as Long's Peaks. Back home in Denver, they were looking over the shots of their adventure where they took note of this image.
Nothing up here. We're 14,000 feet up, and she zoomed in. And we were all in awe for 30 whole seconds.
And also I want to address some allegations about Photoshop because I am a graphic designer. Y'all, I don't have time for that. Sorry. That is not Photoshop. That is 100% real. I have the original photo. I'll repost it again. We also want to post on the hike, where this was taken, a pinpoint. It was between the Narrows and the home stretch. There's these jagged, darker rock cliffs between Longs and Meeker. That's where the photo was taken. And if anyone else takes the same photo, we would love to know if it's still there.
Experts we spoke to say the most reasonable explanation is that it's a unique rock formation that when the sun hits it just right, looks like a giant creature from another world.
Why don't you just go hike that trail again?
Can you remote view through time?
Yes, not a problem. You can go back in time, you can go forward in time. And there's some proof that no human being operates in the moment, ever. We're affected by our past, we're affected by our future. We know that to be true. We just don't know what the aperture is. We do know going into the past is way easier than going into the future. And the reason why is you go into the past, all the concepts that support action in the past, you're familiar with. Like you light a stick of dynamite, it's gonna blow up. And you know that because that concept's real. So you go into the past and you see a booby trap with dynamite. It's understandable. You go into the future, sometimes just hours, maybe a week or 2 weeks or a couple months. Things happen for which there's no existing concept that supports it. An example would be, let's say we live in 1970 and we target a lab, a specific room in Sylvania Labs in 1975, where they built the first pump laser, where they got it up to enough range to punch a hole through 4 inches of stainless steel. Target that in 1970 and tell me how they did it. You can't. All you can do is say, there's a beam of light going through 4 inches of stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
How did they do that? Beats the hell out of me. It's like somebody said to me once, I got targeted on an accelerator, and I tried to sketch it. Have you ever been inside an accelerator room?
Not to my knowledge.
You couldn't photograph it. Never mind sketch it. I mean, it's like, and I told the guy, I said, I'm trying to draw this thing for 2 hours, and I finally said, oh, to hell with this. It's an accelerator.
And I don't think you made that up. Some people have a special gift. They can time travel, but not the way you imagine.
You guys go to Art Basel every year. What is that? People, they just want to go down to the parties and kick it with a bunch of famous people. But what is Art Basel? What is that? Yeah, you guys know what that is?
Yeah, I don't know what Art Basel is. Yeah, me personally.
So Art Basel is a big festival in Miami every year where all the billionaires go buy art. Why are they buying art? Why?
Because art appreciates?
Yeah. But also you can put insurance on art.
Man, come on now. Talk to
and
me.
you can put a bond on that. It's financial. Same thing with
So that's why Jay-Z buys the millions and millions of dollars of art.
Yes.
Damn, okay. I didn't know that. Shit, I'm going to invest in some art.
Put it in a trust. You can loan against the art, and then if you default against the loan, then you just give them the art piece worth money that was insured. Same thing with films.
Oh, shit.
People don't know financial instruments. We're not taught trade secrets.
And it's also called tax evasion.
Yeah.
Has anyone else noticed how familiar she looks? Like a blend of a couple of people.
You heard that. Reptilians. Again.
Is there a name to the planet you visited?
Well, we call it the Nagaloka.
Nagaloka, the place.
I don't think it has any equivalent in modern astronomical terms.
But there are serpents here.
There are serpents here, but these serpents are different from that.
Is there no...
Here, serpents are subsidiary to human beings. They are the major. And there are no human beings, except occasional visitors like us.
And I think, if I remember correctly, the serpents who transform themselves into the human appearance.
But that's only when they want to present themselves before human beings.
So they don't scare you to death?
Well, I was scared. When the first time I had an encounter, I was really, really scared. And I can't deny that, because can you imagine a snake talking to you?
No.
It would be terrible. It's like you see it only in fiction movies.
Well, not only talking to you, you yourself said that your teacher,
I was talking to him.
Hissed to the snakes. Yes. And they hissed back in a way that communicated.
Not snakes, one only.
One. But so that was their means
of communication. That is to...
You used to worry about being ridiculed for some of the utterances that come out of your mouth. I suspect you're over that fear.
Yeah, I'm still not completely over that fear, but when you talk about such things, usually you need to be very careful because people might think either this guy is just bluffing or he's out of his mind.
No, you talk about it with conviction in such a way that it makes me wonder if this is a place of love, peace, and joy only. The way you describe the...
We're talking about nagaloka?
Nagaloka. Is there no conflict there? No,
there is.
So these are the higher
different level, yeah.
Right. Different types of...
In fact, Maheshwaranath Babaji told me that this man, or not this man, this being has come to resolve a conflict. He wanted some advice from me. So
he came to this world to learn about how to resolve a conflict in his own world.
He said, I need some advice, which means yogis who are still there in the physical body here, sometimes will be much more advanced than any intra-terrestrial being.
This is what I mean. The details have so much information that you haven't shared with us in your book. The deputy chief,
now as much as I can.
You mentioned the deputy chief whom you've met.
Now, the deputy chief comes to ask a human being, I mean, a person in a human body.
And he comes as,
we don't know,
in a human body.
Yeah, and he wants to resolve a conflict there and seeks his advice. I mean, this is
serious stuff.
Serious stuff. And if you want to go back several years ago, when Shirdi Sai Baba left his body for 3 days and came back, and when they asked him, where were you, what were you doing, he said in an some other planet, there was some crisis and I just went to sort it out.
Well, might this have been Nagaloka?
Could be. He didn't say Nagaloka.
Okay. What does it look like there? Is there terrain? Are there buildings? Are there homes?
They don't need trains. They don't know. They have the places to live, which are like, I mean, I won't go into Monte.
Did you find yourself becoming at ease with them, even though you were in your light body?
For the first time.
Subtle body?
For the first time, I was not at ease. And then I learned to come to terms.
Did they tell you what they knew about your home planet, about the Earth?
I knew we were going into territory which I wouldn't want to.
Okay, we'll wait for the book to come out.
Okay. No, I might talk to you.
Sri M narrates an extraordinary experience from his Himalayan journey where he had the rare chance to meet Nagraj, the ruler of the serpents, who had come to our mortal world from another dimension known as Sarpalak. According to Sri M, this remarkable event occurred while he was with his guru, Babaji Maheshwaranath, in their favorite spot, the Arun Deity Cave. This cave is situated about 22 kilometers from Rishikesh, near Vias, close to the Vasishta Cave. A brief walk along the banks of the Ganges leads directly to the Arundhati Cave. One night, as Sri M was getting ready for sleep in cave, he noticed that Babaji, as usual, wasn't sleeping but was deeply engrossed in meditation. Just as Sri M was about to lie down, he suddenly heard a loud, thunderous noise, similar to the roar of a cloudburst. He saw a dazzling light swiftly descending toward the cave. The light, accompanied by a loud noise, stopped abruptly in front of Babaji. As Sri M watched, he realized that the light was a glowing orb, emitting a powerful radiance. Before he could fully grasp what was happening, the orb began to split open in the middle, and from within, a blue serpent emerged, moving towards the sacred fire in front of Babaji. Sri M, standing at some distance, was filled with fear and confusion, unsure whether what he was witnessing was real or a dream. The serpent and Babaji seemed to be communicating in a unique manner, producing sounds typical of meditative states and nodding in agreement with each other. At that moment, Babaji noticed Sri M and reassured him, saying, "Don't be afraid. Come forward and offer your respects." Still in awe, Sri M, who had been watching from the back of the cave, approached and bowed to the serpent, following Babaji's instructions. Babaji then explained to Sri M that the being before them was Nagraj, the king of the serpents, who had traveled from Sarpalak. Nagraj, as the ruler of his realm, had come to consult Babaji about some issues and disputes in his world. Sri M continued to observe in silence as the meeting unfolded. After some time, Nagraj returned to the orb, which closed with a flash of light and a loud noise, and then ascended rapidly into the sky. In mere moments, the orb became a small speck of light and disappeared from sight. Second encounter. Sri recounts that he encountered Nagraj again much later, during the time of Maheshwarnath Babaji's Samadhi. On that occasion, Mahavatar Babaji, who was Maheshwarnath Babaji's guru, appeared, accompanied by a young man. When Mahavatar Babaji introduced the young man to Sri he asked, "Don't you recognize him?" Sri replied that he did not. It was then that Mahavatar Babaji revealed that the young man was actually Nagraj. Astonished, Sri admitted that he had only seen Nagraj in the form of a serpent, which is why he couldn't recognize him in this human form. Mahavatar Babaji explained that Nagraj could take on various forms. Sri then bowed to both his guru and Nagraj, receiving their blessings. He recalled that when Nagraj placed his hand on his head, a wave of positive energy coursed through his body.
Nagaloka, which means the world of snakes. Hey, what about the reptilians? Are they the same species? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time. Bang!